In 860, Varangians were routed out from the Volgian territories by joint forces of Slavs and Krivichs. Despite their triumph, though, leaders of the tribes are unable to reach an understanding. Young and ambitious Pridbor, the leader of the Slavs, weaves a plot against popular and cold-headed Krivich Mstislav. Pridbor knows his forces are way too weak to take Mstislav head-on, and the young prince's plan is dependent upon help from a famous Nordic ruler, Riourik. In order to keep his plan low-key, Pridbor seeks help from me after I exiled into the wild, driven by my mysterious visions. I was blessed with visions of the future that showed me Riorik's control of the Slavs' territory. Odin himself must have anointed the Nordic ruler, and thus I accepted Pridbor's quest. With the young prince's blessing, I took the role of a royal envoy and made my journey to the Baltic Sea. Weeks later, the sightings of the Viking ships proved my visions true. Riourik, accompanied by his brothers, sets his foot on the Varangian territory. His ambition? Headship of the Varangian tribes. Riorik's victory is Pridbor's fall. You can't make someone do your dirty work and expect deference. Odin's my witness. The young prince will end up belly up in Volga if he won't heed his vehement temperament. Truvor, Riorik's older brother, makes my words prophetic. The ceremony turns into a brawl as Pridbor took offense, ending up with a sharp shiv to his throat. The future king, Riourik, makes nothing of this affront. Quite the contrary. He asks me to join his brother Cineas during next day's rush on Belozersk. I reluctantly agree, as there's no secret that this heretic is romancing with Christianity. If he wasn't my king's family, by Odin's name, I'd beat him to the crows. With Riorik's flag waving over Belozersk, his army was ready to ride on Holmgard, a stronghold ruled by Pridbor's bloodkin, Vasily. I joined his army right in front of Holmgard's gates. Surprised Riourik hasn't started his assault yet. But the Nordic king has a different agenda. He sent Vasily an ultimatum. Holmgard should be handed over to Riourik, and in return, the citizens will be spared the bloodshed. Vasily's response was blunt and decisive. His arrow landed just a few feet from Riorik's horse. Riourik kept his calm and lifted his finger in the air. The first column of his soldiers split in two, making way for Truvor, holding Pridbor on a leash like a dog. Vasily's eyebrows danced aghast, but before he was able to speak, Truvor's shiv sliced the prince's throat. I looked at Riourik, searching for assent in his stoic face. Luckily, I found nothing but detest. Riourik and I knew that those who command with ruthlessness and wanton find themselves powerless when the battle is over. As I was looking over the battlefield, I heard a disquieting whizzing noise. Two eagles locked in brotherly battle, each one pecking the other senselessly. For a short moment in front of my eyes, I recalled the vision of Riorik's downfall, an eagle feeding off of his chopped kin. The king's in danger. I rushed back, riding my horse to its demise. I returned just in time. A trusty berserk, one of the king's personal guard, tried to assassinate him. In his frantic state, he had to be put down, and I was unable to determine which brother sent the assailant. The king was furious. A blow from a family always hurts the most. Odin saw in Riourik the same man I see now, a godsend. To protect him, I'd have to kill Truvor and Cineas. Yet each deed has its price. Riourik hesitantly agreed to sacrifice his firstborn to Odin. Once my job is done, I should lay low for a while to make sure the blame would be put on the remaining Krivich. I disappeared as Riourik asked, but when I reintegrated with the shadows, the voices showed me the truth. I've become a different man, a man whose voice was nothing less but a declaration of gods, and Odin does not forget. It took me almost 15 years to collect my honorarium. Riourik welcomed me with royal luxury. But what can a blind man offer to a seer? Those were earthly commodities I had no use for. I demanded my remittance be paid as agreed upon, with his firstborn. There's a special kind of madness in the eyes of kings. Riourik laughed out at me frantically and threatened with the worst kind of tortures if I was to act upon his son. I reminded him what happened to Cineas, who shunned the gods away, and to Truvor, who got consumed by anger and resentment. This fool ordered his guards to throw me out of the castle, but we'll see who'll be having the last laugh. As predicted by the vision, Riourik died weeks after he refused to give his son to Odin. Due to his son's young age, Riourik was succeeded by Oleg of Novgorod, who laid foundations to one of the most powerful states of that time, Kievan Rus. Yet I wasn't victorious either. I wasn't able to please Odin, so he became silent. The only way I could reignite the flame within me was through blood. I've become a nomadic warrior, a prospector of pain and a seeker of honor. I knew the only way to reunite with Odin was in Valhalla.